Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike and today's video is about Ford Blue Cruise. Now in my last video I alluded to a new vehicle I bought, and I'm sure it's clear to everyone right now that I bought a Ford F150 Power Boost. That's the Ford truck with the onboard generator and the hybrid engine. But I did take it on its first road trip a couple days ago. I did a 1,000-mile road trip, 500 miles to Fort Benning, Georgia, and 500 miles back, about 7 hours each way. So a total of 1,000 miles in 14 hours. And I'd like to share some comparisons between Ford's Blue Cruise and the Autopilot in my Tesla Model S. I wanted to compare the Ford Blue Cruise to the Tesla Autopilot. Now, to be fair, we have to remember that I'm comparing Ford's latest driving technology with my 2016 Tesla Autopilot. The newer Teslas have a much more robust autopilot system than what my 2016 Tesla has. But I don't have a newer Tesla, so I have to compare the Ford Blue Cruise to my 2016 Autopilot. Essentially, they're very similar. I did notice some of the same issues with both of them and a lot of familiarities. In essence, they are both of these driving features are comprised of a very good lane centering system along with adaptive cruise control. So when you get on a highway, these systems allow you to turn them on. They will stay in a lane on the highway, and with adaptive cruise control, they will maintain the distance between the car in front of you, and you can just drive down the road with, for the most part, no issues. There are some things that may confuse one or the other. Squiggly lines on the road, new construction zones, or maybe bad weather or something like that. So they're not infallible, and you always have to be ready to take over control of the vehicle. But generally, they work very well. And the big difference between the two is that the Ford Blue Cruise is hands-free, whereas my Tesla Autopilot, you have to have your hands on the steering wheel at all times. And with the Blue Cruise, they have eye monitoring sensors on the A-pillar and above the screen that tracks your eyes and your head. And if you aren't looking forward for a set period of time, you get a bunch of warnings and chimes and things like that. And if you don't go back to looking at the road, the Blue Cruise will turn off and you'll have to take over again. But those are the big differences, and like I said, I found the experience to be very similar. I even had the same issues. So one of the issues that I found in my Tesla Model S, when I'm driving down the highway, if there is a car in the lane to my right, my Tesla wants to move over and be close to the line and close to the vehicle on my right, which is very infuriating and frustrating to me because I don't want to be close to the vehicle on my right. I want to have some space. It's something I've gotten used to over time with my Tesla, but I have to be a little bit more vigilant when that happens in case I have to move the car to the left myself. I did have sort of the same problem with Ford Blue Cruise. Every now and then it would move to the right side of the lane and hug the left line for no reason whatsoever. And then after a couple seconds, it would kind of like go, oh, I'm not in the center of the lane. And then it would move back into the center of the lane. Whereas my Tesla will move back to the center of the lane after I get ahead or behind of the car to my right. So that was kind of strange that I have moving to the right side of the lane as a issue with both. One of the areas where I think Tesla is a little better is lane centering. The Teslas seem to be better at staying in its lane. Not that Blue Cruise was bad, but I did notice every now and then, for some reason, Blue Cruise would kind of wander about in the lane a little bit, and then it would straighten out and it would be fine for a long time, and then something would happen. I don't know if it's GPS coordinates that the truck's reading or the truck's having trouble reading lines, and it would kind of wander around a little bit, and then after a few seconds it would go back to being straight. Not a big deal at all. It doesn't really happen a lot, but it is noticeable when it happens, and that is not something that happens very often when I am using the autopilot in my Tesla. So here I am driving on I-75 with Blue Cruise on, hands-free. You can see the Blue Cruise logo beneath the speedometer there, and it's tracking down just fine. Moving right along. You can see the keep your eyes on the wheel notification came up. I looked away. It's going to pop up again here, I believe. There it is again. It doesn't give you a lot of time. Now you can see I've changed the dash here to the driver assist screen. That little bubble around the car, if you get close to another car or something is in that bubble, it changes to an orange amber color and then moves the car away, and you can see the adaptive cruise bubble in the front of the car. Here's a view of my Tesla on autopilot. You can see the truck there that it identified in front of it and the car in front of it. Ford Blue Cruise doesn't do that. It just shows you a car in front of the vehicle. That's about it. And you can see that the blue lane markers are on, showing that it's in autopilot. So if you are interested in Ford Blue Cruise, Ford Blue Cruise is only available on the Mustang Mach-E and the Ford F-150. I'm sure they'll roll it out to other cars in the near future. The other thing is that Blue Cruise is only available on certain highways in the US. You can see the map here. I'm not sure if these are specifically surveyed or registered or something by Ford, but these are the highways that you can use Blue Cruise on right now. On other roads, you can use the cruise control with lane centering and adaptive cruise control. That's a little bit different than Tesla. Tesla, you can generally use the autopilot on any interstate, and it is available in all Tesla vehicles. Some final thoughts on this. First, always remember that these are driver assist systems. They're not self-driving vehicles. You have to always be in control of your car and always ready to take over control of your car if something happens with the system or something happens because of someone else that the vehicle can't respond quick enough. So always remember that you're responsible for your car. You always have to be maintaining control of it and be prepared to take over whenever you're using these driver assist systems. My thoughts in general are is that on my Tesla and on this new truck, the driver assist systems work very well. I was very happy. They were very similar and they were very familiar to use. The major difference that I found was one, Blue Cruise is hands off, and that's actually kind of nice at times, but honestly most of the time I kept my hands on the steering wheel just because that's what I'm used to doing, and I thought it was safer driving that way for me. The autopilot seems to track a little bit better in the lane, not a huge degree, but you can tell every now and then when the truck would start wandering around in its lane. Don't usually ever have a problem like that with my Tesla. It's pretty straight. The Tesla also shows you vehicles in front of the car to the left and the right and distinguishes between trucks and cars, whereas Blue Cruise just will show you there is a vehicle in front of the car. Otherwise, there's not too much of a difference. Remembering that I have a 2016 Tesla with the original Autopilot, I would have to say between the two, I give Blue Cruise a slight edge only because it's hands-free. But otherwise, they're basically the same. If someone has a newer Tesla with the more advanced systems, and please leave some comments about how that might compare to Ford Blue Cruise. But overall, I like them both. They're both very capable for driving on the highway and assist in your ride and make it a little bit easier, but you always have to be vigilant and in control and ready to take over and be in control of your car. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. More content is coming, more things about the new vehicle. Some Tiki Bar reviews are in the works and some other things. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.